what does Bill O'Reilly and Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy, Obama, have in common? Well, the answer is a very simple one. Bill O'Reilly's new book, Bold Fresh, the title of that book was gotten from his fourth grade school teacher, Mrs. Witherspoon, who told O'Reilly when he was yet in the fourth grade that he was a bold, fresh piece of humanity. Well, he has written a book now with that title, and it has become a runaway bestseller. Well, Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy, Obama, has also written a book that has been inspired by words that fell from the lips of one of his teachers, and that teacher was Jeremiah Wright, who preached a sermon some time ago called The Audacity of Hope. But I want to ask Bill O'Reilly a question, and I want you to unite with me in asking this question by sending emails to the Big Leprechaun asking him the question as well. Mr. O'Reilly, as you have so clearly stated that your fourth grade teacher saw your potential and you are who you are today as you travel through the school system, and we know her name, Mrs. Witherspoon, and bold, fresh statements that you have now made a runaway bestseller off of that title. But Mr. Bill O'Reilly, can I ask you a question? Don't you think that since you have reached the popularity, notoriety that you have reached, and we know you're the name of your school teachers, don't you find it extremely odd, Mr. O'Reilly, that we don't know the name of not one school teacher in high school or college or elementary school that taught Mr. Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy, Obama? I mean, Mr. O'Reilly, come on now. You are an investigative journalist trained at Harvard. And don't you find it strange that a person can be the alleged president of the United States of America and none of his school teachers have come forward to say, well, you know, when he was in the fourth grade, I told Obama that he was going to be a bold, fresh piece of humanity, or in the fifth grade, or even a basketball coach, or a swimming coach. Mr. O'Reilly, don't you think that there is something awfully suspicious about a man who is now the alleged president of America, yet no school teacher, not once, not one of all the teachers and classes and classrooms he has been in has come forward to say, I taught him music, I taught him basketball, I taught him algebra, he was good in calculus, but not so good in diagramming sentences? Don't you think that's strange that we would trust our military, we would trust our banking system, we would trust the FBI, we would trust the IRS, we would trust all of this power to a man who cannot find one school teacher to vouch for him? Bill O'Reilly, don't you think that is strange? And don't you think what is stranger is that America would rise up in unison and give power to a man where not one school teacher has come to confirm him? Not one school teacher has come forward to confirm him, and yet we have conferred on him the powerful position of the President of the United States of America, the most powerful man on the planet. Bill O'Reilly, don't you think that's strange? No school teacher has ever come forward. Hey, I got another question. Got one. This one is for Glenn Beck. Hey, Glenn Beck, you were able to do something the FBI missed, the CIA missed, the Obama vetting machine that I have heard is harder than Japanese arithmetic to qualify for a job in the Obama administration, yet you were able to pick out of all of the hidden cloak and dagger activity going on around Obama, Van Jones, who is an alleged communist. You were able to find that you were able to do more than what the CIA has done, more than what the FBI could do, more than what Obama's vetting process itself will have done and should have done. Yet, Glenn Beck, you can't find one driver's license that Obama ever used, nor can you find one school teacher that ever taught Obama. Glenn Beck, don't you think that, since you got all this investigating power, don't you think you could come up with a driver's license from somebody? Don't you think you could come up with a swimming coach or a basketball coach? Yet you were able to find out that that Van Jones was a communist? Hey, Glenn Beck, you didn't find out that Van Jones was a communist. Obama threw you that bone. He made Van Jones a scapegoat so that you could look like you're doing something. Meanwhile, the smokescreen would cause people not to look at what's really happening with our economy, what's really happening with healthcare. Glenn Beck, you can't find jack, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows that. Obama gave you Van Jones, and you're just a big hypocrite. Now, what is it that Obama, Glenn Beck, and Bill O'Reilly have in common? Well, let me tell you. Bill O'Reilly earns $2 million per month during that factor no spin zone. The spin stops here. Oh, Lord. Actually, Bill, you need to say it just begins here. But he earns $2 million a month. Glenn Beck earns just a little bit less than that. And Obama earns a little bit less than that. Now, we're earning the kind of money that Bill O'Reilly earns, $2 million a month. And he's going to earn more the more he now promotes and protects and runs interference for Obama. And the same thing with Glenn Beck. And hey, America, don't you think it's strange that right now most people in America are living off of $400 a week unemployment insurance, and yet Bill O'Reilly is earning $2 million a month, and Glenn Beck right about the same thing, covering up and keeping you and pacifying you, telling you to call me an idiot for asking legitimate questions about where are Obama's school teachers? Where are Obama's bold, fresh Mrs. Witherspoons? Where are Obama's teachers? Well, I can tell you where they are. One is Jeremiah Wright with Audacity of Hope. The other is Saul Alinsky, and the other is Frank Marshall Davis. These are Obama's teachers. Yeah, Bill O'Reilly, yeah. But yet they're being paid millions of dollars and going to be paid more to tell you not to listen to me, but to listen to them. Tell you to disavow me and to accept their propaganda, their national program to promote Obama, his Islamic beliefs, his global takeover of the world. They're being paid handsomely while you are barely making ends meet. Now, I want to ask one more question. Can anybody, including Glenn Beck here, can Glenn Beck find a driver's license that Obama has used either in Hawaii or in Chicago or anywhere in Jakarta, Indonesia? I want to see Obama's driver's license. I'm giving up on the birth certificate. No, I'm not. But for the time being, I'm going to put the birth certificate at rest. I want to see a driver's license. Well, listen, if I could just get one school teacher, one college professor to say, I taught Obama math. I taught Obama algebra. Just one. Bill O'Reilly, where is Obama's bold fresh? You know why it doesn't exist? Because the man is a fraud. That's why Bill O'Reilly, Obama doesn't have a bold, fresh Mrs. Witherspoon fourth grade teacher like you. He is a fraud. He is an emissary of the devil. He is the vice president of the Holocaust. Why? He is a long-legged Mac Daddy. That's who Obama is. And you are now one of his paid mouthpiece, you and Glenn Beck. That money must feel real good. Go to your checking account every month, and there's $2 million paycheck in your checking account every month from Bill O'Reilly. Glenn Beck, Glenn Beck, you're down at that radio station down there in Florida, making $50 a week. Now betraying the American people and representing Obama and running interference for him and acting like a psycho job on your broadcast every day. You are being paid a little less than $2 million a month. Yeah, living life. America must be good to you, Glenn Beck. But it's hell to the rest of us. Pardon me for having said that. Pardon me for having said that. It's awful for the rest of us, is the word I want to use. So there you have it, my friends. That's what Obama and O'Reilly, except for the O in front of both of their last names, have in common.